One of the things that really struck me in the book is you have a real feel for life within an organization. And I know these days anybody who has ever been a manager has always kind of rolled their eyes sometime, because the term manager has gained a kind of a very pejorative connotation. While at the same time, a lot of the academic studies you refer to get glossy-eyed and romantic leadership, transformative leadership. Now, your book concludes with a kind of a double-sided suggestion. On the one hand, let's restrict our use of the term leader, and on the other hand, let's start talking much more about good management, which is necessary for the sort of social enterprises that you're promoting. Is one of the messages of your book, let's go back to good old time management?
Yeah, I don't know if I like good old time management, but I'd like to go back to good management. Yeah, leadership has become romanticized. It's overused. It's to, you know, De Bono would say it's a porridge word. There's no substance. It's just glop. What has happened is we not only have romanticized it, but it's just become a catchphrase for everything. If we can't explain why something was successful, we say, oh, it must have been good leadership. Yeah. If we can't explain why something failed, we say, oh, it must be bad leadership, right? This is not an explanation, it's obfuscation, right? And so, in a sense, and I'll say this to students or to people that I'm talking to about leadership, if you eliminate that word from your vocabulary for a year, just, you know, as a thought experiment type of thing, what is it that you can't describe about what goes on in your organization, your association, your community, the world, whatever it may be, that requires you to use that word? Right. And of course, this is a way to get them to realize that it's only when they're at a loss of words or a loss of concepts that they have to bring that to bear. Right. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, with management, it became a kind of a bad word. A lot of people said, oh, well, you know, managers sit around and they're not productive. What about all the people that do the work, etc.? But if we really look at the people that do the work, we've labeled all of them now as managers, right? There's operations managers, there's change managers, there's strategic managers, everybody's a manager, all right? And so that word has also lost a lot of its meaning. But one of the things that I try to suggest in here is, unlike leadership, which I have already said, there are no leadership-specific skills. There's no way to teach leadership. But there are ways to teach management. You can teach there's a knowledge base, there are skills, there's ways to develop managers, people who can control or contribute to the management of activities, no matter what they are. All right, that can help an organization, that can supervise individuals, that can do a number of things along that way. So we've got to put a more emphasis back on recognizing that management takes training, takes experience, takes practice, etc. Stop calling everybody else a manager, and let's put managers and management back where it belongs. The trick with that is that we shouldn't be looking at leadership as a management skill. Leadership is something, as I've said before, it's something that emerges, it's something that's transitory, and it can happen, or someone can respond to it, irrespective of the position that they may hold. They're just the person who had either the creativity, the background, the initiative, or whatever, to respond to that set of circumstances at the time. And so we should stop expecting our managers to show leadership. We should expect them to do the job of managing, right? And then that way, we actually would gain a better appreciation of a leadership, of an example of leadership or an opportunity for leadership when it really happened, because we wouldn't be clouding our judgment going into the situation.